June in California by Palmer Cox, 1840 to 1923. O June, thou comest once again with bales of hay and sheaves of grain that make the farmer's heart rejoice and anxious herds lift up their voice. I hear thy promise, sunny maid, sound in the reaper's ringing blade, and in the laden harvest wain that rumbles through the stubble plain. Ye tell a tale of bearded stacks, of busy mills and floury sacks, of cars oppressed with cumbrous loads, hard curving down their iron roads, of vessels speeding to the breeze, their snowy sails in stormy seas, while bearing to some foreign land the products of this Golden Strand. Okay, this is a poem by Palmer Cox. Palmer Cox is best known as an author and an illustrator. He's best known for the Brownies, which was a series of books in verse about little fairy-like creatures that were mischievous but kind-hearted as well. Palmer Cox was a Canadian, although I think he spent most of his life in the US. First of all, he went down to California to work as a railroad contractor, building railways, and then he went to New York. He went to Long Island, and I think when he went to New York, this is when he had his success with the Brownies. So, what's this poem about? It's about California in June. It's about the beautiful products, the wonderful products of the land, the how fertile and how generous the land is. And it says, "O June, thou comest once again." So June is here again, with bales of hay, with big blocks of hay and sheaves of grain. Okay, a sheaf is a collection of grain tied together to dry, that make the farmer's heart rejoice and anxious herds lift up their voice. So when the farmer sees the grain is drying, it makes him feel really good, because he knows that he has enough food for this winter. And anxious herds, the herds of animals, the cows, lift up their voice. They start lowing the cattle. I hear thy promise, sunny maid, sound in the reaper's ringing blade. So I hear the promise of June. I hear what the summer is going to give, and he calls it sunny maid. And I think this is a lovely way to refer to summer. The sunny maid that gives plenty. And I hear the promise in the reaper's ringing blade. So the reaper is the person who cuts the corn, who cuts the wheat, who reaps, who uses a scythe to cut the harvest. And so I hear your promise in the sound of the blade, the scythe of the reaper. And I also hear your promise in the laden harvest wain that rumbles through the stubble plain. Okay, the wain is the cart which they put the hay on. There's a famous picture, the hay wain. And during the harvest, the wain, this cart is laden, it's loaded to the top. and it rumbles through the stubble plain. The stubble is the little stalk that's left after everything has been cut, and you just see these little bits sticking out, and there's this big flat area of stubble, and the hay wain, which is loaded to the top, is rolling through this, and it rumbles through it. Ye tell, you, he's still talking to the bearded maid, not the bearded maid, the sunny maid of summer. You tell a tale of bearded stacks, of busy mills and floury sacks. Okay, so I think you're telling the existence of summer is saying that they're going to be lots of seeds on the cut corn, and the mills that are going to be very busy grinding the grain, and they're going to be sacks full of flour. Of cars oppressed with cumbrous loads. So I think these are probably rail cars, but they could also be carts, but I think rail cars oppressed with cumbrous loads. So rail cars which are full of cumbrous, heavy loads, hard curving down their iron roads. So here the iron road is the railway. Yeah, so the farmers are loading up railway cars, which are then taken into San Francisco, into the port, or into the Californian port. A vessel speeding to the breeze. Okay, so the railway cars take the harvest to waiting boats, and these waiting boats, they're snowy sails in stormy seas. Okay, so these boats, they have white sails in white seas, and notice this lovely phrase, snowy sails in stormy seas. Yeah, this is very nice with all these S's. While bearing to some foreign land the products of this Golden Strand. And these ships, these are going to take the agricultural product of this golden place to another land, to somewhere else where they are needed or where they've been bought. So he's calling California the land of plenty. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. June in California by Palmer Cox.